Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
Well, tonight on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump back in 2020 actually predicted the migrant crisis that we are experiencing today. Not only did he predict it, he called out about 130 members of Congress that actually wanted to sign on to create the migrant crisis that we have today. And when I saw this video, I'm like, wow. Then just to fast forward, you have one young lady that's going to speak about just what Americans are dealing with today on the aftermath of that. And we're going to go into other things like California in particular that Trump was talking about in this particular speech during his State of the Union back in 2020. Let's go ahead on and get that rolling.
Over 130 legislators in this chamber have endorsed legislation that would bankrupt our nation by providing free taxpayer-funded health care to millions of illegal aliens, forcing taxpayers to subsidize free care for anyone in the world who unlawfully crosses our borders. These proposals would raid the Medicare benefits of our seniors and that our seniors depend on, while acting as a powerful lure for illegal immigration. That is what is happening in California and other states. Their systems are totally out of control, costing taxpayers vast and unaffordable amounts of money. If forcing American taxpayers to provide unlimited free health care to illegal aliens sounds fair to you, then stand with the radical left. But if you believe that we should defend American patients and American seniors, then stand with me and pass legislation to prohibit free government health care for illegal aliens.
So this is a valid question. What countries can I go to illegally and get free rent and free healthcare and $1,000 cash card and a new iPhone? If somebody could tell me that so I could take my house to another country, because I'm tired of paying rent. And you telling me, like, can I leave the border and come back over with no ID and get the Can I just need some help? If Canadians, can you tell me what the law is for Americans claiming asylum in Canada, please? Thank you.
Wow. Trump predicted that right down the middle. But, it's even worse than what he predicted. But let's talk about the main thing that he predicted was the health care. You can see on the screen, California becomes the first state to offer health insurance to all undocumented immigrants. That was titled December the 29th, 2024. So if you are a resident of the state of California and you can't even get health care, migrants can get health care over you, don't have to pay anything. And you wonder why California is literally falling apart all over the place. San Francisco, a mess. Oakland, a mess. LA, especially downtown LA, a mess. There are some areas in California that actually, still have some sort of sense from what I've seen. But you have to go down there by Orange County and them places like that, when them folks kind of, keep that element at bay, right? But you're seeing in Maine, they're giving them a place to stay. They're building places for them, staying in places with 2 years, no rent. 2 years. No American citizen is getting 2-year free rent. So Maine has topped even Brandon Johnson in Chicago with the $9,000. Now, Trump said this is going to bankrupt this country. And he said at the time, there are people that's on board to bankrupting this country because they're going to get a check out of ruining the country. Now, we have to talk about this definitely as Black Americans and the rest of people in this country as well that actually care about what's going on, because we have a lot of rogue politicians that have sold us out. Y'all don't understand. These geriatrics that's up there in Congress, that Citizens United decision that says that corporations can give to your politicians was basically what took it down this path. See, at one point in time in this country, corporations couldn't give money to no politicians. Actually, lobbyists to me is nothing but legal bribing. They should not have no lobbyists anywhere, giving money, doing anything next to any senator or congressperson. But as you've seen, this Biden administration, when he got into office, the first thing he did was remove all the ways that Trump was trying to hold them back. And when he set up there, he opened up the floodgates, said, I'm going to give all y'all free stuff. Come on. And what Trump said is incentivizing them to come. And they're coming. And they're coming. And they're coming. And they're coming. And they really going to keep coming. Definitely if they are hearing word that, hey, Biden may get voted out. So y'all better come. So let's say if Biden get voted out in November. Let's say that happened. If they're going to rush this place until January, January 20th or whatever, 21st, whenever get sworn in, they're going to rush the border. And he's definitely not going to do nothing about it at that point. He's like, I don't care. Shoot, I really don't care. Y'all can come on now. Come on in. Flood the zone. And that's the thing. No other country that I've ever traveled to will give you free anything. No other country I've ever traveled to allow you to come into their country without any ID. Just today, I'm going to go to South Africa in April. I was just told, hey, you need to give us your passport information because I need to get your flights and do all the things that we need to do. But you need your passport. I can't just show up to South Africa and say, oh, don't worry about me. I'm going to go right on in. That's just not going to happen. But in this country, you can show up to our airports, even our airports now, and don't have an ID and you good. Come on in. But me being an American citizen, landing back into my own country, I got to go still show them my passport and go in a line. So the migrants got more rights than the citizens of this country. Like y'all, when y'all look at this election, this is not about quote unquote Democrat and Republican at this point. This is about the survival of this country. Because let's call it what it is. If y'all don't want to take that seriously, you don't have to. But reality speaking, the majority of Americans don't have passports. The majority of Americans can't just grab their kids and their dogs and everything else and just leave America and go somewhere else and just try to wing it. Most Americans are not in that position. So since reality speaking, most Americans are not in that position, then you're going to have to sit here and say, wait a minute, who's all the politicians that's going along with this? Look what's going on in New York. They're just wilding out in New York. And let's call it what it is. Kathy Hochul, all of a sudden talking about deporting migrants. No, ma'am. No. You welcome them there. You can't talk about deport them now. You talked about giving them state jobs. You can't deport them now. Oh, no, ma'am. Because see, what these Democrats going to try to do, they're going to try to flip the script. See, they create the problem that you have, and then all of a sudden they're going to try to start sounding like Trump all of a sudden and say, yeah, we need to get them out of here. We need to deport them. The same Democrats that created the mess. The same ones. Don't let the Democrats play that game with you. And black people, once again, they're dropping them off in our neighborhoods. We don't even have the resources that we need for our own communities. And we pay taxes in this country. There's a lot of people right now filing their taxes. And to their shock, they're owing the IRS. They have never owed the IRS. So check this out. So all these people that work all year that always got back a refund. Now this year, all of a sudden, you're owing the IRS. Some people owing thousands of dollars to the IRS. But yet you're watching your government give all these set-asides to migrants. You're watching your government spending all kind of money on war in the Middle East. You're watching your government give all this money to Ukraine. But then they're going to try to tax you and get all the money out of you that they spent. This is a true slap in the face to the American people. It is. Like, there's no nation on earth that I know that will sit there and take resources from the citizens and give it to people who came into their country illegally. As that young woman said, giving them phones, free hotel, $1,000 cards to go spend money supposedly on food and baby supplies. You know they're not going to do that. And the reason why they gave them the cards, remember, New York said, well, they don't like the food we're giving them, and we want to give them, a more cultural diets. Really? They broke the law to come here, and then now you're going to say, well, they need to eat a certain kind of meal. On the taxpayer dime. Not Eric Adams' dime, not Kathy Hochul's dime. No, on the taxpayer's dime. New Yorkers, they need food. Look how high the food prices are. So some of you are scraping by in New York to feed your family. But yet, this other group could come in, break laws. They can even kick cops in the head. If you even thought about brushing up on a cop, they'll have you beat down or maybe shot. You'll be locked up on a felony with no bail, but they get out. And then they're up there flipping a bird, blowing kisses at the media and everything else. You know why they did that? Because they know that that word came from the top. Biden. They the untouchables. You can't touch them. You can't do nothing to them. That's why. When I see the way they're acting with them, they're committing crimes, nothing happening to them. They're giving them all this free stuff, something we've never seen in this country before. Not like this. They got a certain plan for them. They're not telling everybody else what the plan is, but they say, no, we got to make sure we got them a place to stay. We got to give them food. We got to give them cell phones. We got to let them do whatever they want in this country. But all this sort of thing is making people go to Trump. That's what they don't understand, you Democrats. You're making people who didn't even like Trump say, man, I got to vote for Trump on this one. Nah, man, I'm good on that. Yeah, I may not like some things he say. Yeah, I know he pandered at times to them white supremacists. I know, but doggone it, I can care less about that right now. I'm also worried about what this dude is doing. These Democrats are literally trying to bleed the pockets of the American people. The Democrats are doing this. There's no Democrat standing up against this. None. It's a sin and a shame what's happening in this country. There's so many people all over this country right now is lamenting voting for Biden. Well, when Biden told the civil rights bootlicks that you have to work with the Hispanics, there's more of them than y'all. And we didn't know where that came from when he said that. Like, why would he tell them that? But boy, we look up almost 4 years later and look at what's going on. So Biden already had in his mind, oh, I'm about to bring them on in. I'm about to flood the zone with them. I'm about to make sure they outpopulate everybody. And I'm going to make sure they have all the kids they want. They have all the kids they want. But when it comes to the black community, you're promoting abortion to the black community, but you're not promoting abortion to them. Oh, no, they can have a gazillion kids. That's cool. But the black community commonly run around talking about reproductive rights, a.k.a. abortion. But you're not talking about reproductive rights to them people. You're not going to talk to the migrant women about that, are you? Oh, no, have all the babies you want. Have 30 each woman if you want. We cool with that. We just want to make sure them black folks don't have no children. You understand? This administration, between the migrants and even just ruining the economy, because they'll say, oh, the economy's doing good right now. For who? Well, that's like basically what? The 1% or the upper echelon of America say, oh, man, we're doing real good. This economy is great. And then you go talk to Main Street and they say, man, I'm struggling. Listen, you got people saying they making $100,000 a year and they're struggling. They're struggling, right? You got people that don't even make that, $40,000 a year or under, struggling. So when the majority of Americans say, what you mean the economy is good? No, it's not. Look how high eggs is. Look how high milk is. Look how high bread is. Grocery stores just went up. Like, what are you talking about? People are starting to curve back. I've been researching this, curving back on the restaurants, which is good. Now that part is good. If America go back to what it used to be, when you didn't go to the restaurant except maybe as a treat on a weekend or every other weekend, sometime once a month, maybe, because when I was growing up, we went to the restaurant maybe once a month, but everything else we ate at home, and the food was so much better at home. It didn't cost as much as it cost. Listen, you can't afford going to no place in America that's charging you $30, $40, and $50 a plate. If you got a family of 4, then you already know you paying $200. Let's say if you got some kids, and let's say they small kids, you may not pay $50 a plate or $30 a plate, but that stuff add up. Man, when I go to the grocery store, that's what made me stop going actually to like places like Kroger and all that. That's why I just started shopping at Whole Foods, because one time I went to Kroger and I saw the price. Then I said, let me see how Whole Foods prices are. They were literally about matching each other. Maybe Whole Foods maybe $20, $30 more, but they was matching each other. I said, you know what? I might well go get better food from Whole Foods then. Like, come on. That's how high food has gotten in the so-called stores that's supposed to be, saving money, your HEBs and all that. It don't matter where you go. Now, when you get to places like Food Town, which those in Houston, Texas, Food Town, and I cannot shop in Food Town. It won't happen. No. But HEB, Kroger, them kind of places, the food is just expensive. It's utterly expensive and ridiculous. I have noticed my utilities haven't even went down. Like in the wintertime, my light bill normally just go down, right? It go down to sometime maybe at 100, a little less than 100. My light bill has not been under $200. And I'm like, what is going on with the utilities? That's what people not talking about too. The utilities, especially the lights, is high, even in the winter months. And the way it works, at least with my house, my heat is ran off of natural gas. So since you run off of natural gas, it should be lower, right? So it's just different things I'm noticing. The insurance in America, car insurance, whatever kind of insurance, jacked up. Medical insurance, jacked up. Everything's jacked up. And it's like, how do you expect people to afford anything? And yet we're watching migrants come in this country and get everything handed to them. Free health care, when you got families paying $2,000 or $3,000 for health care, sometimes more for health care out of their pocket. So they get free health care, free rent when families are struggling to pay rent and mortgages, free cell phone while you paying your cell phone bill every month, free job fairs that's in secret. But some of you have been, I've seen people talking about they've applied to 200 and 300 jobs and they're getting denied. But yet the migrants getting job fairs while you sitting at home can't find a job. Then Biden and them with the Department of Labor, get ready. Because all of you was making your own money in the gig economy, Biden and the Department of Labor coming in March 11th, he's trying to make companies make you an employee. Now, why does that affect you? Biden don't like you getting tax breaks. Because see, 1099, independent contractors can write off, your mileage, your food, your clothes, your home office deduction. You can write off a whole lot being a 1099. It's like you have your own personal business. Well, Biden don't like that. So they're coming up with a rule that says, well, if you work for somebody for an extended period of time and you take direct supervision from this person, then you're not considered a contractor. You're considered an employee. See, what he wants is all of you to not have your freedom to be independent contractors. He wants you to be an employee. And then what's going to end up happening is if companies have to make you an employee, then that's going to make sure the taxes come out, because as an employer, and I can tell you from personal experience, when I pay the people that work with me, I have to pay taxes on them. They pay half of their taxes. I have to pay half of their taxes in the company. We have to pay that. every month. Okay? So if companies can't fight that, then either they're going to have to convert you to an employee or they may not be able to keep you. But it's a way around that. Okay? The way around that is create you an LLC. Create you an LLC and become a legitimate business. There you go. You do an independent self, contractor like that because you get a higher tax rate anyway. So yeah, create your, but talk to your CPAs and all that. But if he trying to go, look, you create your an LLC or sole proprietorship or something like that. You're a legitimate business at that point, not just an independent contractor. Where you get an EIN number. So every time somebody's paying you, you're giving them your EIN number and they're paying your business and not you personally. Because look, Biden and them trying to take all the money they can out the American people's pocket. But once again, them migrants coming over here getting it all while you're withering on the vine. But we supposed to go out there and vote blue no matter who, right? That's the administration that y'all want everybody to go put back in office. No, it ain't happening. I say this. It's either Trump or the couch. But bad as it getting with these migrants, I'm looking more at Trump at this point. Because this is getting ridiculous, man. This is getting bad. And yeah, I said it. With this situation going on with these migrants, I'm definitely looking more at Trump. I'm not ashamed to say that. I knew it. I knew he probably want to vote for Trump. I said I would vote for Trump based on the migrant crisis. I would. And based on business, I would. I say, but I want to see what else he's going to do outside of that. Like, it don't bother me to say that. I don't care what you say. I don't want people around me that think like you. Please go over there to MSNBC. Please. They are very invested in keeping people in office that's harming you. Go over there and you can have all that Trump crap you want to talk about. I'm looking at policies. And the policies of the Biden administration has harmed Black America and all of America. And he's trying to hurt independent contractors that's trying to make money. I take issue with that. I take issue with that because every person in America should be able to create their own business and everybody starts small. Why are you trying to hurt the very, very small businessman or woman? Why? I take a big issue with that. He wants you working for corporations like Walmart, not getting paid crap so they can keep taking taxes out because he don't like you getting tax deductions. Now, I know there are people out there that's really just, I don't even want to say the word I really want to say, but they are just brainwashed. It's nothing you could tell them. They think Biden is great. They think the Democrats are great. It don't matter how they harm people. They don't care. They don't care. But for the rest of America, especially Black America, who cares about your community, who cares about your resources, who cares about things like reparations, anti-Black hate crime bill, all different things this man has done, like ain't no way nobody in Black America at this point should be voting no Biden. Okay? Only options, in my opinion, right now is the couch or Trump. Now, I had a person tell me, why don't I talk about Cornel West? I don't talk about candidates that don't have a shot. I just don't waste my time doing that. And then the way Cornel West move, he don't move right for me. He just don't. He's on this All Lives Matter tour, and I'm sorry. I understand as a president you got to do for the country, but you know what? You don't talk about us enough. You trying to put yourself in everybody else's, that stuff we want to get away from, that side quest stuff. No, we need to focus on Black America. He don't even talk about Black America in the way he should. So he turned me off a long time ago. So why would I talk about him? That's a waste of time. He don't have a shot. It's going to be Biden and Trump. That's what it's going to be. I look at reality. I don't look at all. Now, you want to vote for him? Go ahead. Vote for him. I can't stop you. I prefer you to vote for him than Biden. If you want to know what I got to say about it. If it's between Biden and Cornel West, okay, vote for Cornel West. I'm good with that. Just like I'm good with the couch, just like I'm good with the couch, and just like I'm good with Trump. Either or, whatever makes you feel better. about yourself. Do it. I'm just saying, do America a favor and not put Joe Biden back in office. That's what I'm saying. Because this is the thing. I told y'all, I'm making relationships all the time on especially on the continent. And if y'all sit up here and go put them Democrats back in office and they really do a number on this country, then you know I say, I got to move around. But would the rest of America do that? They're going to be living underneath Biden and all his crap. Or get your children in a war and that same dude will be wanting to sign up your children for a military draft. And he do a draft. Oh boy, I already know that reaction gonna be. All them Congress people up there, they have no problem signing up your young children to go fight a war for them that they created. That has nothing to do with America. But put him back in there if you want to. Put him back in. But don't say nothing when this country is all turned upside down. They instituting a military draft, and now your 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old coming straight out of high school going to be put in the Middle East because this dude started a war on his own, getting involved with stuff that had nothing to do with America. But put him back in there. You'll see.